Hey, welcome back to Let's Talk Story. I am Pono, and with me today I got my brothers, Freddie and Gabriel, and we're just gonna, yes, welcome on the, thanks for being here on the show. It's a show, right? Podcast. We're gonna be talking about just growing up and what life was like growing up together, and all the crazy, stupid things we've done, and how far we've come in life. And so we'll get right into it. We'll go ahead and introduce you guys yourselves. We'll start with you, Fred.
My name is Freddie. These are my brothers. I'm glad to be here at this podcast and just sharing what This has been a crazy couple years, right?
Yeah.
It's been pretty nuts, but yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, where are you from? What are you doing with your life now?
I'm from Mililani, more specifically Kipapa. And I met Pono in middle school, high school?
Yeah, around there, yeah.
And he's actually been there every step of the way of my life, like every big point of my life. And I'm happy to call him my brother. Very influential piece to even just me coming back to Christ, and so yeah, it's good.
Hi, Fred.
Hi, Fred.
My name is Gabriel Miller.
Hi, Gabriel Miller.
It's the first time I've actually met this guy. I don't really know him.
Just kidding.
Anyways. Where am I from? Shoot, I'm from everywhere.
You are from everywhere.
I'll just say Mililani, I think. Aina.
He only claims areas.
Anywhere between.
It just
when
depends.
they're doing great.
It depends on the season, huh?
Anywhere between Mililani and Anaheim, that's where he's from.
Yeah. Pretty much, I've known Pono for since baby.
Yeah. Baby
It was a
times.
Baptist church in Mililani.
Mililani Baptist, yeah.
I think Dad was playing drums.
Yeah.
And then we used to hang out.
Yeah.
But then, like Fred said, Pono's been a really, really awesome friend and brother. He's always been there through the ups and downs. Even when I broke his back, piss off everything.
Yeah, we've been through the ringer with each other.
Yeah, chew him off the second slip. What?
Wait, what?
He will. Yeah.
Well, what are you doing with life now? What's going on currently?
Staying in the house. Nah. I mean, right now, Fred and I just got engaged. See that? F? Let me just stick finger.
Wow.
Nah, that's my wife, Felicia.
Oh,
anyways.
Sorry, Fred, you didn't make it.
Wow. I didn't make the cut, man, for the tattoo.
No, we've been we're starting a new church.
Yeah.
Helping start a new church.
That's awesome.
It is definitely a God thing, something that I've been praying for, and even with Fred, I know he's been praying for, opportunities, and I think this is a great opportunity for both of us.
Yeah.
Not for selfish reasons, but to really benefit and help the kingdom of God, because Hawaii, I mean, there's a lot of churches, but Hawaii is in need of love and care.
Yeah.
Just loving people.
Yeah.
So it's called the House Established. Pastor John Termini.
Yeah.
Being a father with my kids and
yeah. It's awesome. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about fatherhood, and we'll kind of work our way back in the timeline. So we'll start currently, the most current memories that we have. So we all entered fatherhood around the same time, right? Within a year or so of each other. And yeah, what's that been?
You guys first?
No, you guys, because Sarai is early 2019.
Oh, that's right.
Ryder's late 2019. Then you're early 20, yeah?
March 2020.
Yeah, so all within a year or so of each other, we've entered fatherhood. It's kind of crazy. You look back at our lives together growing up, we've all gone through the same seasons, with each other every step of the way. And so, let's talk about fatherhood. What's that been like for you guys? Gabe, since you're the most experienced.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you got two.
You have two. I'm about to have two.
Yeah.
Yes, I have
two. Crazy.
Having a child or children. I didn't have him, but my wife did.
Yeah, you helped make them.
I did the easy part. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Worship.
Yeah.
It is the easy part. You know what I'm saying? Right, Pono?
Yeah.
You go, yeah.
So,
Fatherhood, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely has changed my whole perspective on life. I don't want it any other way.
Yeah.
I look at people who don't have kids, and I think they're stupid. So that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
He's like,
Forcefully.
yeah.
You're stupid. Definitely missing out because having children is awesome. It's hard, right?
Yeah.
It's very
But-
rewarding though.
It is rewarding and awesome. Yeah. Fred, what's it like being?
I think
being
it
a
just
parent?
having kids, it really just highlights. For me, what I see out of it is it highlights all the good things about you because you actually are able to see some of that being birthed, not only with your child being birthed, like those things being birthed out of your child, and them being a mirror reflection of you,
Right.
whether it's good, whether it's bad. So I feel like a lot of things in my life that I was struggling with, and like as far as my personality, I realized that I had to come to terms with it and actually grow and better myself for myself, and also so that I'm able to speak in a way of strength to my kid whenever they're going through things, or when you see like those little errors in personality come out, you're able to be like, hey, you know what I mean? Like there's a better way to do that.
Yeah.
And I personally, I take a lot of pride in those little things. And I know my child she's only like 20 months, but I'm already like just like foreseeing, like I can't wait to like have talks with her and be like, yeah, like, like there's ways that you can go around all of this trauma that you might have to endure in life, and there's ways to deal with it. And look, here's God, and like that to me I'm really excited for.
Right.
Like I like the cute, like, oh, she's so cute.
Yeah.
Everybody, like, oh, you have your baby, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I'm really excited to see them grow, and I'm about to have a son, which scares me because
Boys
it's
are
like,
fun, though.
yeah, boys are fun, but like it's like, with the girl, with the daughter, you raise them, and then you send them off, to be married. But I feel like with the son, it's like basically like an extension of your legacy.
Right.
And so, I have to be on my A game when it comes to like raising my son. I mean, I have to still be on my A game with my daughter, but it's like, he's gonna be a father one day.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of what that looks like depends on what I'm doing now.
Right.
And what I do when he's born and when he's growing up.
Right.
So it's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm happy about it. So
It's funny you mentioned something about the character flaws or whatnot, and every time a writer does something, like he's running without looking and runs into the wall or the couch. It's like, oh, yeah, just like your uncle.
Yeah.
You know my brother, right? I mean, yeah, there's one time. Anyways, yeah, but
Shout out
it's
to
funny.
Olu, by
It
the
is
way.
right.
I miss you, man.
Yeah.
We gotta hang out one of these days.
Yeah. It's
That'd
true
be
though.
great.
Our kids are our mirror image of who we are, right? And especially at their age now, right? They're toddlers and they're soaking up everything that we do and say. And I catch Ryder like copying like the things we say, the things we do, and it's like, oh wow, I really gotta watch what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it's super rewarding, and I love it. I love being a parent, and it's I don't know about you guys, but I've grown a lot
Yeah.
in the last 2 years of just being a
we
father.
We seen.
Yeah.
Hey man, Alyssa, right?
I got the easy job. Alyssa does all the hard work. I come home from work and
Let's give a round of applause to Alyssa.
yeah. She's behind the camera right now working it. But yeah, fatherhood, parenthood is awesome, and without our wives, right, we wouldn't have kids. And so, what's marriage been like?
Oh man, I don't know where I would be without my wife. She is definitely the one that keeps me level-headed, and she's like my foundation. Besides God, man, I really, really love my wife.
Yeah.
And I really respect and I try to honor her with how I talk to sometimes. Like, marriage is tough.
It is.
But it's also like anything in life, things that are hard to me, I feel like it's worth it. Being a father, it's worth it. Being a husband, it's worth it. And I think communication, like, you know, I always try to have an open communication with my wife. I always try to understand where she's coming from, even if I don't understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's funny because, like my uncle says, you know, we are wired way different.
Oh yeah.
You know, one little touch, oh, turn on, let's go, time to go worship. Women are like, you know, a crock pot. Like, you gotta, takes time.
Yeah.
Takes maybe too much time.
Love takes time.
Loving you. My wife, I'm so glad that she is who she is, because she's the exact opposite of type of person that I am, and that helps too. Like me, I'm an introvert, and I love just not communicating. Like that is like, you know what I mean? I love just letting things just be what they are. As bad as that sound, but like it's been a big struggle and a big learning experience. Like, you know, just like growing in that, growing in like just being exclusive and being, you know, like the type of person that's like everything, you know what I mean? Like even the weakest parts of you, just exposing that to someone has been like it's been tough, and it's been, you know what I mean? It's like frustrating sometimes because, you know, like we all just kind of want to be just kids, act like kids sometimes, or like be petty, and, you know, but there's beauty in that vulnerability of marriage, and like having someone that, you know what I mean? Like if something were to happen, just like you know that person already knows what you're doing and who you are, and like, you know, what to expect. And so like having that covering of marriage is just like an amazing thing to me. And, you know, like just what I value now is like just having someone that, you know, like is bearing my kids, you know, like that is like the ultimate turn on. Like someone that's just like basically bringing the next generation of my family into the world, and actually, you know what I mean, like being a great mother. She's a great mother, and, you know, just seeing her love on my daughter is just there's no feeling that could replace that in you know what I mean, other than, you know, than that. So it's just it's cool.
I love what both you guys said, that marriage is, you know, it's a constant, you have to constantly work at it, right?
Yeah.
And and growing up in the church, right, we're taught that our families are our number one ministry that we need to tend to. And definitely learning how to do that in this season of life is putting them first. And like you, Fred, I'm not the best at communicating. I'm an introvert. I don't like talking a lot, or sometimes just forget. And and that has taken a toll on our marriage, you know.
Alyssa's like,
she's like, what else you gotta say?
Yeah, what's you gonna say?
Might as well get it out now.
And so, you know, on the topic of marriage, right? I think in our first year of marriage, it was rough. And Gabe, I remember calling you a couple of times and just like, like, what do I do? You know, what's going on? And, you know, when you're married, right, two people from two different cultures, two different backgrounds, upbringings, bring in baggage, right, whether it's good or bad. And And I mean, knowing us, right? Our bags are freaking full, multiple bags, right, of crap that we're bringing into our marriage. That, for me, I didn't realize I didn't deal with a lot of things prior to marriage, and a lot of it came to light, as time would go on, and we hit roadblocks and whatnot, and it's like, oh wait, I got to deal with this, So what's some things like that you guys struggled through and made it out on the other side?
Going back to marriage, though, you know what? The first year is the hardest.
Yeah.
But what I always recommend to everybody is to have counsel.
Yeah.
Christian counsel.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like two little kids trying to make something work. Like,
yeah.
You're gonna make mistakes, and it's always good to have that middle person
Yeah.
to help you, because they've been there, they've done it.
Mm-hmm.
I tell that to Fred, I tell it to Elijah. If I didn't have my Uncle Alan, I think I'd be divorced.
Mm.
I was a very angry person.
Yeah.
I wasn't understanding. I wasn't loving. I was very selfish. And to have a man tell me, this is wrong, and you need to change.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, wow, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, what was the question again?
No, yeah. What's some of the struggles that you've guys gone through and made it out on the other side? Seeing the victory and overcoming those things.
Well, my famous one is being a drug addict and having an anger problem. Like you said, like, it was things I never knew that I had to deal with. And one thing that, we're talking about marriage, the biggest thing is divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Divorce really hurt me growing up.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it hurt me. And I think growing up with a divorced family, my mom took care of me, and she's a very godly woman and loves Jesus. And whatever she said, she stood behind it. And that's how I really teach my kids too, is like, I don't waver what I say, I do what I say.
Yeah.
And then I had my father, and I'm probably gonna put him on blast right now, but I love him. But growing up, he taught me all the negative things. Mm. And he wasn't a communicator. He never did talk to me. I never had these deep talks where I was like, and if we did try to have deep talks, he'd get mad at me. Snap, do what he does. And so growing up as a little kid, I wanted to be just like my father, because I didn't have him at the time. And so I had like this, this push and pull of, my mom is making my foundation to be a godly young man, but yet my dad is teaching me how to lie, how to react in certain ways that aren't right. Yeah. I watch my dad, anger. My dad was a very angry person, and I guess just growing up, I felt, it came from insecurities of my life. Mm. Coming from two different types of backgrounds, we'll say, like my Hawaiian side and then my Holly side. They're totally two different things. And my father grew up with his dad calling him stupid. So my dad had things that he didn't deal with. But fast forward, my anger problem turned into rage. It wasn't just anger, it was literal rage. Mm. And I became abusive. I became a liar. I turned on a lot of my friends onto drugs and drinking by forcing them and doing stuff. Mm. And a lot of things that I wish I never did. And those things that I did are affecting my friends now. And it's pretty much led them away from the Lord. Mm. And that's a sad thing to think. But the good thing is that God took a hold of me, put people in my life like Freddie, you, my wife, my children, people in my life to say, hey, listen, you're loved. Mm. And the way that you're acting is not how you're supposed to be acting. Right. This is how you should be acting. Yeah. And man, God flipped me big time. Yeah. Took me out of the drugs, took me out of my anger. I don't have an anger problem anymore. Yeah. I can really say that I don't have a problem with anger. Oh, I'm gonna kill you.
That's the one button you don't push. It's the right shoulder.
man, I seen it's even to like this day, like just seeing the growth in my brother.
Yeah.
Just like we've been having these like meetings and stuff, and just hearing him talk is just like a growth.
This is
Like
the Gabe 10 years ago.
No, but yeah, it just like how he's taking initiative.
Right.
And because we knew Gabe back in our band days,
Yeah.
and this guy would leave his amp.
I don't know what you're talking about.
His amp, and like maybe someone to take it. Hopefully, someone to take it to the gig or something. Otherwise, that amp would just, you know what I mean, like would just stay there.
Yeah.
Luckily we had
Al
Kai.
Kai
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like just
They can put him
going
in your
from
van.
that, which is, you know what I mean, way down here.
Yeah.
No, going from that and just like just seeing him lead and like just being there just on the side, like just kind of watching that is just kind of like amazing. Like you know what I mean? Is like, and just seeing, we were always frustrated because, especially like maybe even just with our band, like we always wanted to see things go to the next level, but really, God's not going to give you more responsibility of having bigger things if you can't even lead in the smallest of things, And so just seeing God bless Gabe with his family, and seeing him be blessed with more leadership roles and more bigger things to look forward to is just, that just shows, like there's a God. Thank you, Jesus. But like God has a plan, and when we mess up, it takes us off of that plan. But it's like GPS; he just leads you in a different route. I mean, it's a harder route when you mess up. But,
you.
And for me, like, just like I had a great childhood. My parents are like astounding Christian leaders. My dad, like, I'll never be as good as my dad, like at just being a man. Like I feel like the things that, because my dad was a brother of 9, and he was like the second youngest, and like a single mom of 9, like his mom. And like he's been through some crazy things, like seeing his brother coming home from school, like middle school, seeing his brother like hanging from their basement and like stuff like that. But yet all of those things happening, his dad, abandoning him and his family, seeing all of that, and yet he still chose to serve God is just like always my benchmark of like how I need to. My dad has like had this Job like spirit, like, and so like I always try to like at least like push myself to be in that avenue.
Right.
I'm not gonna be there, but
yeah.
just like, and that's what's kind of like been like what's been reassuring in this next step of like having a son, is just knowing that, okay, my dad's been through the worst and he still came out to be a good father, and like me, I had a great childhood. So what's my excuse of like, you know what I mean, pushing and like, challenging myself and, like pushing my son when he's here, and like me, like I had a lot of baggage coming into this marriage of like, I had a lot of resentment towards just like women, and like I went through a lot of like heartbreak, I guess, little like, puppy love and like heartbreak and stuff like that. And in those things that like, I felt like I was just trying to be the good guy, and like, it never worked. In my mind, I was like, it never works for the good guy. So like, coming into this relationship, I didn't want to be that. And I wanted to make sure that, like I wasn't, if something were to happen and I were to get hurt, that it wouldn't hurt me.
Yeah.
And what I realized is that hurt our relationship, because I wasn't able to be, I wasn't able to be 100% what God called me to be. And maybe me changing that perspective kind of took the power out of God's hands, because he had something really great for me despite those, those few like really bad relationships. He had something on the end of that. And all it took was for me to be, you know what I mean, steadfast,
Obedient.
and obedient, and just continue to be who God's called me to be, and not try to be this person like I'm cold, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, you know, I'm gonna do me, you know what I mean? That's literally what my mindset was coming into the relationship. And it allowed for a lot of problems. And, you know, me and my wife, we struggled. But God had his hand on it. And I feel like it's a selfish thing for me to say, but I feel like all I needed for myself was to see someone, you know, someone not abandon me when things got tough, and not just throw in the towel just because, you know, it's, you know, surface level, or like things happen. And that's all it took for me when me and my wife went through our lowest points before we got married. And that just kind of like snapped me into like who I am now. And, you know, like I'll do anything for her. Not just because of her forgiving me, and, you know, I would do anything for her just because I know that she's my wife, and I know that, and that's why like I was just so excited to marry her. You know, like, it was just, you know, it was just a clear cut, like, oh man, like God made her for me.
Yeah.
And what's cool is, you know, like for us three, like we are in interracial relationships.
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel like a lot of what we deal with now is a little like cultural differences.
Right.
Like, and whenever we argue, it's a lot of like cultural differences, but still it's like we have to be understanding of each other. And I've been learning to be a lot of understanding for her way of life and how her family grew up and how they do things. Not necessarily everything that they do, I don't necessarily think it's the best way to do it. And I'm sure there's a million things that I do that they're like, that's not the, you know what I mean?
We don't eat fried chicken for dinner.
Yeah,
Freddie.
like, come on now, you don't.
About this watermelon?
You know what I mean? Like, kimchi don't have to be with everything, you know what I'm saying? But no, it literally, once I figured out it's that good, you know,
probiotic,
it could be with everything, you know?
It's a probiotic. It is, yeah.
How's that been? How's it been for you, like, being in an interracial relationship?
What is your ethnicity?
Hispanic, see?
Ooh, fire.
Puerto Rican, Peruvian, yeah, so
Hey,
fire, bro.
fire.
Like, and I think I can speak for all three of us. Our wives are like real strong-minded women.
Wow.
And we needed that. We needed
Yeah.
that.
Can have no sissy girl, bro.
Yeah,
No.
cannot.
And so for us, like you were saying, Freddie, like we both grew up in different cultures, right? And different ways of doing things. And so like my way of folding towels isn't the way she folds towels.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just simple things like that, right? And so we just fold towels the way she folds towels now.
Yeah,
like, that's one.
It's better
Like,
if you
that's
just
not
let do
that's
it the
not
way the
ideal,
wife
okay?
wants
That's
to
the
do it.
smartest thing I've ever heard you say. You just do what they want, bro.
Yeah. Because that's not a hill I want to die on. You know, like, no,
Yeah,
that's
no.
not how you fold towels or whatever. You
It's
know?
not worth it, bro.
It's not, yeah. And that's one thing that I'm learning through marriage is like, there's a lot of things that aren't worth fighting over, but there's a lot of things worth fighting for.
You guys
better-
he was waiting for about 15
waiting, right.
minutes in. I'm gonna drop this one.
I had my bait, and I was just like, bite it.
How about
All
you,
right.
bro?
Hey, that's it. That's all we got. I'm joking.
What?
How about you?
Huh?
What is the question?
What was the question? Oh,
Interracial
what?
love.
Interracial love.
love. That shit.
We're actually kind of the same.
Yeah. You guys are.
She's Filipino, Hawaiian, holy. That's me.
Yeah. But yeah,
But
I mean,
no,
yeah.
she's from Cali.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
That's irritating.
Yeah.
What?
People from Cali are irritating.
How so?
How so? Let's think.
Yeah, Frederick. How so?
The Raiders.
No, but yeah,
Vegas now, huh?
it's definitely been very interesting. It being in an interracial marriage, right? Just the way you cook, you clean, you whatever, how you talk.
But you know what's funny though is that we're pretty much the same.
Yeah. But you and Felicia?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not really that different.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm super blessed to have is me and her think the same.
Yeah.
Even though we're totally different, like our values and you know everything
Yeah.
is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, there's actually some people who think like, oh no, aren't you guys supposed to be like different? Like, oh, bro, I couldn't imagine
No.
having different viewpoints on life.
Yeah. I think like for all of us, right? Like if you're not on the same wavelength as your spouse in terms of morals, values, you know, what you believe in, even when it comes down to like political things, right? Like those things, if you can't be on the same page with each other, then
It's hard, bro.
It's hard. I've been in relationships in the past where we
Be careful.
yeah. Like there's a reason why I'm not with that person, right? And so finding someone that, you know, you like, you're obviously you're gonna have your differences.
Yeah.
But being able to agree on the important things.
Yeah.
Right? Like we believe in the one true God. Right?
Yep.
How we're gonna raise our kids and what environment are we gonna raise them in? That's important. And if we're not on the same wavelength, then you're asking for a disaster.
Yeah.
I have a family member who they have different beliefs, different religions. One's Christian, one's Mormon. But the hard thing is that they sometimes cannot. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
How do we raise our kids? Is it Mormon or is it Christian?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Not saying anything's wrong with Mormonism.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Not trying to get in anything, but as a Christian, I think that it'd be very difficult to raise a child, and my wife is something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like anything, like bro, like I don't know. I couldn't
Kids
imagine.
gonna grow up confused.
And that's what it is, bro.
Yeah. And I think we're seeing it a lot in today's generation. Is the generation coming up now? They're confused.
Yeah.
Right, because there's no solid foundation for them. We're seeing a lot more broken homes, right? Broken families, and these kids, right? They're the ones that are you know, suffering from it. So yeah, I see that happening. I was like, man, I don't want that for my family.
Yeah.
Well, you see it because you're in the youth program too, huh?
Yeah, so we see a lot of it, and it just makes me want to try even harder to be the best parent I could be to our kids. And speaking of childhood and growing up, let's get into that.
Frick.
Let's talk a little bit about our teen years and the things we, you know.
Are we allowed to swear?
Sure.
I was a.
Yeah, I know. You're one of the biggest ones. It was.
I don't even remember anymore, dude.
Yeah. So like, the three of us, we spent a lot of our teenage, early 20s together, playing music, and being in the music scene led to a lot of partying, led to a lot of just shenanigans, and but I'll never forget. I think one night we were at, I think, one of your friends' house or something down the road from Cam Shops.
My friend's house?
Yeah, I don't know how we got there, but we were all there sitting in a corner. Not in a corner, in a garage.
In the corner.
We were in a garage in a circle.
Bro, what house is this? Oh,
Bruh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the name. Go ahead.
Yeah. And we're all sitting in a corner. Why do I keep saying corner? In a circle. We're smoking. We're getting high and drinking. Smoking weed, drinking, all that stuff. We're doing that, and next thing you know, all these cars start like just
a couple
coming
trucks
in.
came
Couple
in.
trucks came in, and we're not gonna mention names and what it was about, whatever. But they came out with bats and they started swinging, and I will never forget. Gabe saved my life that night.
Oh, dude,
I almost got my head.
the guy came behind Pono and like was gonna like shink, and I freaking like tackled him. Yeah.
Were you there?
No.
Oh yeah, I think you were in college. You're up in
you were
Nebraska.
there.
Yeah.
What?
You missed out on a couple years,
You
bro.
almost got batted?
Uh-huh.
Who would want to bat Pono?
Nobody. He literally was just like, huh?
I was like,
Just
what?
standing there,
I was
like,
like,
oh, watching, and some guy's like, oh, I'm gonna hit this guy.
Ball scratch,
Bro,
bro. You didn't even
know.
The most quiet guy else down. He's just like,
I was all stoned. I was like, what? Oh, what's going on?
Dude.
But I sobered up so quick. But
You shrank to get one home run.
there was like,
Bro, he almost did.
my head was a home run almost.
Nah, but after that happened, they saw all my friends came out of the house.
Yeah.
Like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh.
And all these cops came and whatever. But yeah, that was just like one of many.
Oh, that
like,
was a long time.
Yeah, it was a long time. I have like these like very like distinct memories of certain events. Everything else is a blur. That whole season of life was chaotic and bro, I don't even know.
I don't even know. What do you remember?
Yeah, what do you remember? I remember you guys left me at a grad party in Wailua.
Grad party.
Remember? I stayed back. You guys all left.
Oh, you were stoned. That's why.
Yeah.
Every time he gets stoned, bro.
We just because you would
I just
go
do my own
off on
thing.
your own.
And then next thing my
dude.
parents like roll up and they
Yeah.
just pick me up. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
Christ.
You
Oh,
would
man.
just space out.
Yeah.
You were the pinnacle of spacing out.
Yeah, and then he has to play rhythm guitar. Bug
Yeah.
us like 10 seconds.
I think you were banned. I think you were banned from doing that.
Yeah. I said whole notes.
Yeah. And no, I remember Alkai saying,
Whole notes.
I remember
Key
Alkai
of
saying,
C. It's 2 chords. C and G.
Alkai saying one time, he's like, you can't smoke before a gig anymore, Pono. You
Yeah,
cannot.
bro. You weren't meant for that life.
Yeah. I was like, no, couldn't handle.
We used to. I used to go to his house and smoke out of the Coca-Cola can,
Oh yeah.
the juice can.
Yeah.
You know how bad that is for you?
Yeah, it's aluminum, bro. Bro, we did some,
Idiots,
You know
bro.
what you can do with aluminum too?
we did some dumb things under the influence.
What
right?
else is
And
there?
I remember we used to have like parties at my house, at my parents' house, and I remember like a couple of times like I'd wake up the next morning and Fred's gone, and I'm calling him like, Fred, where are you at? He's like, oh, I walked home.
Oh yeah.
You tend to do weird stuff like that, bro.
You just
No, because I never
disappeared.
had a car, and too. The
Oh, we
other
were
side
still-
of that story is my parents were strict. I
Yeah.
wasn't just allowed to
That's right.
stay
Yeah.
home. So I knew that I had to get home, even if it was late. I
Yeah.
just couldn't just stay.
Yeah, I know. We would all wake up.
Yeah.
Bro, where's Fred? Yeah, it's
Yeah, there's
crazy.
times when Pono was so drunk, I had to shower him.
Oh, bro, my birthday.
I had to wash his balls, but
Kind of weird.
it's everything. Yeah, I'm just saying. And he wake up. Well, how come I get new clothes on? I said, don't ask, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. I woke up. We were supposed to stay at the hotel that night, and I woke up in my parents' living room, and I was like, how did I get here? I'm in different clothes. What happened?
I was like, bro.
And it turns out Gabe gave me a bath.
I didn't wash your balls.
Yeah, well, he threw me in the shower, changed my clothes. I was like, oh wow, you're a great friend.
Bro, that was like, you were like dead weight too, bro. I don't know.
Bro,
what
I don't
happened.
even, I don't remember anything other than what people told me, and like, it's crazy.
Yeah, Fred used to do crazy things too.
Fred was like the like
He was
mysterious
quiet.
one.
He was quiet until
Yeah.
he had some shots.
Remember that North Shore time where I blacked out.
Oh, dude. So we're at our friend's house. You know Sturman?
Yeah, yeah.
Eric.
Eric.
It's his birthday. And I brought Fred. And he never knew nobody. But Fred started drinking. And before, he had an anger problem too,
Yeah,
like me.
yeah.
And Bugger stay on the side, boxing the tea leaves. Okay, dodging.
Okay.
And everybody
Floyd
thought,
Mayweather.
he said, your boy good or what? I said, yeah, he's good. He's feeling good. And but he's, yeah, what, bro? What? I'll lick you, bro. And punching the TV. All of a sudden, 5 minutes later, stay in the corner. And we're blowing our vapes in his face. Recorded.
Fred didn't. Like,
And then I woke up and I was like,
He woke up at Lisa's house. And he was like, I feel amazing.
Yeah, because I felt like I slept like 2 days, dude.
Pretty much did.
Yeah.
oh, it's not. You weren't really the heavy drinker type,
Nah,
huh?
dude.
But when you drank, it was like,
It was when I came home.
yeah,
Because
we were bad influences.
I ran track, and when I was in college, like I was super strict with my body.
Yeah,
Because track, it's like football, you can do that, and like you could still go to the game and you still play good. But track, if you mess up like your schedule of like how you sleep,
You can
Yeah.
tell.
you run and you just it's not even worth it.
Mm.
yeah.
But once that was done.
Oh, but when you came home, bro, we would party. Yeah.
Definitely don't miss those days.
No, yeah, definitely. And
Everything we said on here was very G. It's like our G stories.
And I told you guys like, we can go unfiltered, but if we went unfiltered and like we just let it rip,
I cannot, bro. I'm a Christian.
we would have to censor like half of this thing.
It'd be on,
Yeah, like we couldn't upload it to YouTube probably. Explicit. We're on Spotify. Have the explicit.
You know what I
we
came
would get
across
judged real hard,
randomly?
bro.
What?
This is kind of different, but
The house
remember
band thing.
the house band, House of
Oh,
Dubs
yeah.
used to do, dude?
Those are fun. Those
We thought we
jams.
were like
We thought we were
we thought we were like-
badass.
It was trash.
Justin Timberlake's band or something.
We were
trash.
We were trash. We were trashed because we were drinking,
Yeah.
and we were trashed because we were drinking.
But thank God for growth in our craft.
Bro, we thought we was top-notch musicians back then, huh?
No, I was trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
I was trash.
But we thought we were the best. We thought we were the best, to be honest. And
I'm still trash.
yeah.
No.
But I mean, like music is that one thing that really brought us together from our early, teen years. Gabe and I, we played in a band
Played a
before.
few bands.
Yeah, we played in a band before.
And then classical band.
I did play in a metal band and a punk band.
Then it was classical, yeah.
Yeah, and then we did something with Nainoa for a little bit, Makana. Yeah, and then Clonico, and those are definitely good times. And like I was saying, music is that one thing that like brought us together and kept us together over the years, right? And now you guys have your thing, 12 noon to midnight. You used to do that? Yeah, 12 noon to midnight. And being able to like be a part of like your guys' stuff individually, like doing your
worship.
Your worship stuff, helping you out with that, and just seeing like you guys both like continue to pursue that passion, that dream that you guys had is super awesome. And
What about you?
Yeah.
My
Hey,
stuff.
kissing ass. What about you?
Yeah.
How about me?
Are you moving soon?
Ah,
How's that?
that's bittersweet. Huh?
Yeah.
Just gonna talk for you. Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So moving. Yeah. We're moving. And,
No.
Oh, what?
Listen, where's your music, bro?
My music.
Yeah, you talking about music?
Oh, I haven't worked on anything for myself, but we've been doing stuff for
the
church. And we back in 2019 we released our first youth worship album.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
Bro, you need to do your own stuff, bro.
Yeah, I'll get there once we get settled in Alabama. We'll
You're gonna have
Alabama.
nothing else to do except write.
yeah. So
Have sex and write.
yes, make babies and make music.
Ride horses.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Yeah. So yeah,
I actually have a lot of family.
I've been helping out people with like their music stuff. So can't wait to focus on my stuff when we move. And
Would you do worship or what would you
it'll
do?
be more on the worship side of things probably.
Yeah. I think it'd be sick. You should do it.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. But yeah, I'm thankful for music and just what it's done in our lives. I think it for the most part it saved us from a lot of dark. We could have gone down a dark place, but I think music like kind of was that one thing. Well, I mean God definitely, but like worshiping and doing music in that sense, and then just kind of like brought us back out of that dark season that we were in. And
You know what? Music made me realize that certain things I don't want.
yeah,
Like seeing the smoking, like music industry, secular, even Christian,
yeah,
very smoke and mirrors.
yeah,
And that's not something I'm about.
yeah.
So I think some music has always helped me out, but it also can be bad.
Yeah.
Just because of the people you're around.
Right.
For example, being on tour,
Mm,
that could have been real bad.
yeah.
Right when I went on tour, I became sober,
Mm-hmm.
and then come to find out everybody's doing drugs and drinking.
Yeah, I remember that.
Women and all these things are happening. I just got engaged, I think. Was I married in 2015? I think I was just married, bro.
Yeah.
And then I went, 2015. And then I went on tour for like 2 months, and it was like an amazing it was an amazing journey, but it made me realize what was important in life.
Yeah.
And I think God is really tugging on my heart to follow my mom's footsteps and be a worship leader, and not only do worship, but for myself, focus on worship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So music, has definitely been a huge part of our journey, and super grateful for that. And I'm excited to see what God will continue to do in your lives, in our lives, and where He's going to take us in our next season. Right? We're in marriage and fatherhood, and what's the next season after this? And so I'm excited. And
you guys gonna have more kids?
Yeah, of course. We want more kids.
Are you pregnant?
No.
Ooh,
I don't know. Are you?
Like us.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Are you guys excited to go to?
Yeah. We're definitely. It's something we've been looking forward to. Just to change it up and kind of grow ourselves, get out of our comfort zone here, and provide a good life for our kids. And so that's what we're looking forward to. And definitely bittersweet, right? Because Hawaii is, my roots are here.
Yeah.
And so for me to make that decision to say, let's pack up and leave, was definitely a hard one. But we're at peace about it, and we're looking forward to it. We got a little over a month left here on island, and then we're out to the south. So
it'll be good, Bob.
Yeah.
Keeping that open mind too, because it's gonna be a different atmosphere.
It is. I mean, we go there and visit, like a couple weeks at a time, but like thinking about living there, long term is gonna be something.
Well, once you guys settle down, have your own place.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I think finding a good community is gonna be key for us. So like we're gonna be a part of her mom's church, and super good church out there, and great people.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. But anyways, guys, thank you for being a part of this podcast.
I love you.
And it's awesome to just kind of catch up and talk story. And is there one thing that you guys want to share, encourage those that are listening?
Just embrace struggles. Like we're in a pandemic, like we had to do a lot of soul searching, and we had to do a lot of, adjustments. Everything required an adjustment, and I just say roll with the punches of whatever life throws at you, just take it head on. And there's no other way to do it but to do it like that. And things will always work out. It might not work out how you see it in your mind, but as long as you just keep your faith and trust in God, that's all you really can do.
Yeah,
because we're only just humans, So
it's good.
And I think when I pray, this is random, but when I pray, I always pray for God to open the door or close it. I always say, like, God, what do you want?
Yeah.
I don't know if someone has to hear this, but I know there's gonna be a lot of change, and change is okay. And so whenever you feel like God's tugging on your heart, you just pray that prayer, like, okay, Lord, close this opportunity or open it.
Yeah.
So, yep.
It's good. Both of those are really good stuff. And gosh, life is crazy, and you never know what. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know. No, you just don't know what's going to happen next, right? And I think the only thing that we can control is ourselves. And if we let the world conform us, if we let the things of the world conform us, right, then we fall into the ways of the world. We fall into darkness. And there's one verse I always refer back to with our youth, and it's Romans 12:10, and it's to always put others above yourself, honor each other. And that's something I've been trying to do lately, just honoring people, and making them feel valued and worth it. Because I mean, we know people in our lives who, you know, didn't feel worth it. They felt worthless and ended up, you know, ending their lives because of that. And so I try to make people, you know, feel honored and valued, because they are, right? They are. We're all created by the Creator, and so, yeah, that's my encouragement to everyone. Just
Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music, thank you for taking the time to listen to our podcast, Let's Talk Story. And we can't wait to see you guys again. Aloha.
Aloha.